Okay, so latest plan with this bike is to try and convert this Magneto, so I'm not too sure of what the spark is like or anything. It starts up okay, but when it gets hot it just seems to fade, so I'm going to be looking at converting this to electronic pickup, but I don't want to make it so it's not reversible, so whatever I do I want to be able to put it back. So already removed the points from there. Now just need to remove this slip ring, I think that's called. It's got a little cam on it for advancing and retarding, so I do need to keep an advance and retard system, so I need to make a new little backing plate to go in there, which I can then attach the little pickup to, possibly on another plate. Yeah, so I just need to remove that so I can make something similar, but I can drill and tap a thread on so I can fix another plate in here which will hold the pickup. So that is the plan. So this little spring clip here, I think, is what holds it in. Let me get these in there. Yeah, just that little, get it in shot, little spring clip. And I think this plate should now pull out somehow. There we go. Yeah, so that's the slip ring, which has got the little cam which just advances the, well, that actually opens the points up when it hits this little ramp, closes them there, and obviously when you advance and retard it moves the position of that cam. That's how it works. Yeah, so that's what I need to make, but just a flat one. Right, so been on the lathe, turned this part up from a bit of this bar, just cut a section off. I didn't video that because I've done several videos on how to make something of this shape, or a round part from a piece of square. Yeah, so that is basically, or the back part of that is basically this, the cam ring with the necessary cutouts, which is this piece here which goes into a little stop here, stops that from turning too far, and the little V groove where the advance retard part goes in. Got that there. That's the little stop part there. Bored this out so it will go nicely over there, bit of clearance. Right, you might want some dimensions in case you want to make one. Right, so the back part, OD 36.02, that's millimeters. The total thickness of this piece of material, 9.63 millimeters. Internal diameter is 14.59. What else? Oh, this inner boss here is 30.42. and the thickness of this piece at the back here is 2.82. I actually measured this. I think this was 2.5. Yeah, near enough. 2.5. So I've actually made this a little bit thicker, but I've got a good bevel on the back there, so it will fit in there quite nicely, and still retains the original clip. I'll hold that in place. Yeah, is that all the measurements? I think it is, probably. Right, so that is that part, which fits in there. As you can see, that will rotate with the advanced retard mechanism. Right, so that's that part, which will hold the pickup, hopefully, if it isn't too big. I haven't got the pickup yet, so I'm hoping that's going to fit on there okay. I may have to make another ring, bigger ring, to go over here to fit the pickup on if it doesn't fit, but I won't really know until I get that. I've ordered one off eBay. It's a Powerspark. I think it's meant for a Lucas distributor for a classic car, actually, for an MG I think it was. It's a positive earth one. It's a used one, so I think it was about 20 odd quid, so I think if you buy them they're about £40. Yeah, so hopefully that will work okay. If not, we're probably going to have to build a circuit or something. There are a few circuit diagrams on the internet of how to make them. A Hall effect pickup. Right, so this is the rotor, which will fit in there, and it'll be retained by the original screw, which I'll just counterboard that for now. I don't know, like I say, until I get the rotor, I don't know what exact depth this is going to be, but that's about the maximum, so you can still get the cap on. So that currently, although I may have to turn this diameter down, say when I get the pickup I'll find out what size that needs to be, but currently this is zero, this thing. Right, currently the smaller diameter is 8.97, which is what the internal diameter of this brass piece is here. The larger diameter is 15.66. That part there, roughly, actually let's use this end, is 13.39. That's that depth there, and the top is 16.08. Like I say, these dimensions here might have to change, but that's pretty much there, and that is just, when you put it in there, it's just clearing this lower piece, so once that's tightened down that will still spin. Yeah, depends how much wear you've got in your own Magneto, might have to be a bit more clearance there. But yeah, that's where we are at the minute. So if I just pop that in there, like I say, I'm going to have to counterbore that probably a bit more anyway, because there's only a few threads holding that on, so that will actually turn the Magneto, if I can get on the back of it. It will actually turn So yeah, that's where we are with that, and I'm kind of can't do any more at the minute until this pickup turns up. This is the electronic ignition module I've picked up, Powerspark's one. It's a second-hand one, but from what the guy said that was selling it, it was only fitted for a short length of time, and he converted to negative earth, I think he said. And this one is positive earth, which is what I want. It's 12 volt, or meant for a 12 volt, but I do believe these will run off 6. I think they will run anywhere from 4 to 24 volts that I know of. You see it's already on a mounting plate, because it's meant to replace points in a Lucas 25D distributor, whatever that is for, MG I think, something like that. Yeah, so first thing is going to be take it off here and see what sort of fit we've got, whether it will actually fit. Into this into this Magneto. Hoping it will. See, it's got some the heat transfer grease at the bottom there. That will need to be redone. Right, so what I want to do is fit that in there somehow. Obviously the wires will have to come out of through here. Right, depth wise, I think I might have to reduce this a little bit. It goes on there. That is just about flush with the height of this, but then this sits into a recess, so I need to lose a bit of height off here, quite a bit actually, because I need to also, I'm going to have to make a little bigger disc, which is what we thought I might have to do, so I can actually fit it, because these screw holes here won't actually line up as it is. I'll be trying to screw into thin air, so I now need to take the height of this down, this inner piece here, and make another disc, a thinner one, or some sort of mounting bracket that I can fix that there. So that'll be the next part to do. Right, I think we've got the basics there anyway. So there's that original plate under there made, and this other plate here just holds the pickup on. So as you can see, that all rotates with the advanced mechanism, advanced retard. The only, I've got to do some work on this rotor, that's binding at the minute, so I just need to take a bit off the bottom. And the only other thing which might be a bit of an issue is these wires here are very close when the cap goes on. They're going to rub on the inside unless I maybe cut a big section out of here, and probably have to take a bit out there as well, so the wires are a bit more free to move, because at the moment because that screw, that fixing screw there, kind of pushes these wires that way. So yeah, there's not a lot of room in there to do much. So the only other thing might be able to make this smaller diameter and swing this in a little bit, but then this screw would be in the way. The only other thing is to make a complete circle secondary plate there. Just take this off. It's loosely screwed in. Yeah, if I made a full run half circle, made a full piece of this, I could then maybe have my fixing over here, and I could swing that in fractionally, maybe. But yeah, not a lot. Not a lot of room there to play with. So that's the little pickup mounting plate completed. Just tap these two here for M3, which is what holds this pickup on. Just need to put some thermal grease on the back. A little packet of here, which I've got to be a bit careful with because I need some more for underneath as well. So, be a little bit sparing with it. Go on there. Should be enough. And now go on there. And these actually came with spring washers, but I think I'm just going to use some thread lock. It's just going into aluminium, so I want to make sure it's going to stay put. And these are so fiddly. Let's quickly get this one in as well. Way too much thread lock on there, but I think I lost half my grease. Hopefully that won't go anywhere. Right, and there's my inner piece, which will have to go in first, and then that'll be bolted onto there. Got an extra hole there because my first attempt at making one of these plates, which was that one there, was fixed there, and it was where these wires go, it was just too tight to the end, so yeah, just made another one. Found a slightly wider piece of aluminium. Full circle piece probably would look better, but you know, wider bit. But all I've got to do is hold that in place. So yeah, so now fit the other bit. Right. Start getting this together. I'm just going to put a little bit of moly grease in there. Don't know if that's really needed, but can't do any harm. It's a little cam plate. Next thing is this, and we want a little bit of, oh, that's gone, there it is. Yeah, so this is the back of the pickup plate. Just want a bit of that. Not as much left by the looks of it. That thermal grease on there. Sit there somewhere. Right. Oh. Forgot something. Before you do that, might help if you put this in, which is a bit tricky. That's clicked in properly. I think I should go this way a little bit. Are we there? Right, that's okay. Back to this. Again, just a little bit of thread lock on these. Don't want them coming loose. Oh, you know what I did forget? Earth wire. Right, so what angle do we want that? Probably that way. so all the wires will come out this way. Still quite tight to this side. I think what I might do is put a little bit of heat shrink over there just to give it a bit of protection. That's basically how it's going to go. Now about to give this a test. So I've just got it strapped to the Magneto strapped to the tool post in the lathe. Got a little bit of rubber hose there just to get some drive onto the Magneto, so it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. And got the rotor fitted there. Wires just coming out the back here. So we've got the white wire. Just going through a fuse, or will be when I put the fuse in, to the negative. Got a spark plug rigged up, which is the ground, the earth going to the positive, and this is the ground lead from the Magneto to the positive. The black wire from the pickup is onto the negative of the coil. It's a 6-volt coil of dubious condition, some I've just found in my bits and pieces, so I'm not sure how good that is. And I've got the positive here, so I can connect that onto there, onto the positive of the battery. So what we'll do is get the fuse in, connect up the other side of the coil, and we'll give it a spin over and see what we get. Right, so we're hooked up. Fuse is in, and I've got this on reverse because obviously this is a anti-clock rotation, so it doesn't really matter for demonstration really. Right, let's give it some rotation. Spin there, what we got? 160 revs. And we've got a lovely little spark there. Take the speed up a bit. 300 RPM. Well, I think that proves the thing is working okay. This is quite tight on here. I've got a little bit of a rub mark on there, just coming off that plastic, but yeah, that won't really matter. Yeah, so all looking good. Magneto is back in place there. If I just do the advanced retard lever, you can see that's operating. Obviously not got the lid on there yet, but that's just so I could line the marks up. Also made a temporary bracket here, or the marker, so I can do the get a timing gun on that, strobe light on it, and see whether that's timed correctly. I've obviously got it statically timed at the moment. And the other thing I'll need to do is do a little bit of rewiring. So I'll need to fit in an ignition switch so I can turn that on and off as required. And I think at the same time what I will also do is wire the negative feed for the wassail regulator that's on here. Apparently they will, or they can, drain the battery back through the field coil. Well, the only way I can see it doing that is if the negative is attached to the battery. So what I'll do is this will switch both off, so all the electrics will be off when this goes off. Hopefully that will stop that from happening. But yeah, so a little bit further with that anyway.